Hello, everyone. Sunsets here, coming at you from Harrisburg, Virginia. We're going to talk about week 9. Uh, we kind of holed up here and did a 0 in Harrisburg, even though that's actually into week 10. I got food poisoning at the local Mexican restaurant, I think. But we're hitting the trail back out today. Anyway, so we're going to talk about May 17th through May 23rd, which is our 9th week on the trail. We started at Trimpey Shelter at mile 522.6 and ended at Doc's Knob Shelter at 626.0. That gives us 103.4 miles for week 9, which is our biggest week ever, and our first time over 100 miles, which is pretty cool. We're not striving to do huge miles. We're averaging about 16 miles a day right now, and I think that's what we'll do for the rest of the trip. That should put us on Katahdin somewhere around mid-September, I'm thinking, maybe a little earlier. All right, so for money, we spent a total of $313 in week 9. Breaks down this way. Accommodations was $91. In-town food was $79. We spent $77 on resupply, and that was offset some because our gracious friends Angie and Tim sent us a nice resupply, so we only had to resupply for half the week. We did buy some gear. We spent $14 on these cool rags. It's been alternating between very hot and cool days. So on the very hot days, I don't deal with the heat super well. So Jen got me a cool rag. And basically, you wet it down and you kind of wave it in the air, and you can put it around your neck, and it stays cool for an hour or two. It's actually very nice. She tried it one day and liked it so much she got her one. So there's about $7 a piece on Amazon. So we spent $14 on that. We bought another battery pack to charge our phones. We were finding that we were stressing out about getting into town twice a week and staying in a place because we needed to have a battery pack to charge our phones, and it takes a long time to charge these battery packs up. So instead of spending a second, instead of making it to where we had to get a second motel stay or hostel stay, we got a second battery pack. So hopefully it'll save us some accommodation costs later down the road. Jen bought a sun hat. Like I said, some of the days lately have been very sunny, and she had a black Nike baseball cap, and it just wasn't doing it. And she wanted to be like me and have a nice sun hat. On the other category, we spent $2 on shuttles. I forget which town that was in, probably Marion. They have a shuttle into town for 50 cents. So we shuttled into town and then back out of town. And we spent $8 on laundry. So $313 spent over 103 miles breaks down to $3.03 per mile, or $1.51 per mile per person, which is pretty awesome. For the whole trip, we've spent $3,282. We've walked 626 miles, and that breaks down to $5.24 per mile, or $2.62 per person. So we're slowly bringing that per mile cost down, which is nice. It sure helps when we have a big mileage week, for sure. Milestones. We hit several milestones this week. 600 mile mark we hit. which is pretty awesome. And doing 100 miles a week, we're going to be hitting a milestone every week, basically. We hit 100 miles plus in 1 week, and we did our first 20 plus day. Our first time we did 20.2 miles in a day, and that was pretty neat. It was a day we started out thinking we'd only do 13 or 14. Oddly enough, we were coming out of Marion, and we didn't get on the trail till 10. But the day was perfect. It was beautiful. The terrain was flat, relatively. We felt good after resting in Marion, and when we got to 16 miles, we're like, hey, there's a place to stay 4 miles up. We both felt good about it, and so we did it. And so that was our first 20-mile day. Like I said, we're not trying to do huge miles, but when the opportunity presents itself, we will. I'm not going to do questions this week. I'm just not feeling very good. And so I'm going to sign off. I will tell you, a lot of people have shown interest in, my name, Sunsets, and Seymour Sunsets, and kind of the life philosophy of seeing more sunsets throughout your life. And I guess regarding experiences you have as more important than wealth or stuff that you accumulate. And so I really started this philosophy when we moved to Costa Rica. And I wrote a book called Costa Rica Curious, and it really details my working life, why we made the decision to move to Costa Rica, downsize our lives, and change our philosophy of life. I think it's a great book. It's I put it on sale for 99 cents. It's usually $3. It's an ebook. So I'm going to put a link in the description below if you're interested in our story about how we moved to Costa Rica and kind of how we changed our mental mindset to living life fuller. Buy the book, I hope you enjoy it. So anyway, that's it for this week. I'll get to questions and more next week when I have a little bit more energy and time. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.